And then cost is always part of an evaluation, even from an engineering standpoint, right? You
Sure.
don't get free reign on budget. You probably are typically given, some kind of, for your part of your application, some or customers, I mean, for that part of the application, they're typically
Yeah.
given some kind of guidelines, right? So
That's
what do
you
you
see it
see?
now. It's huge. And the more of a product that they intend to sell, the more important that cost is, to the point where you are the people customers will ask for fractions of a penny
Right?
reductions, because they're selling, usually our the typical volumes that we see from industrial are tens to hundreds of thousands, and consumer is hundreds of thousands to millions.
Right.
Um,
So what's the typical, as we're talking about, these different applications, what's the typical cost difference? If you're talking to a customer that's currently using, this techno, let's say optical encoder technology,
yeah,
what kind of range, like percentage wise, are you typically seeing? Because you're doing this all the time with customers, and they're making that kind of decision. They're making a
sure.
business decision along with an engineering decision.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's part of the spec. I don't, as the technical guy, I don't quote to customers, but if I pitch a great solution and then say, yeah, by the way, it's a $20 chip and the magnet's a $5, everyone goes, well, what'd you even come in here for? So these things in volume, and again, we've got a range of sensors, but you're talking, under $1 for many of our parts. The higher end parts, like the MA600, the part itself, certainly under $2. And then the magnets, depending on the size and but a typical dipole disc magnet is might break the bank at 6, maybe 6.5 cents. So a solution, a typical 14-bit Hall-based solution, you're looking at right around probably $1 of total cost in there, versus an encoder that could cost, depending on, a lot of there's a super range if you need something that's highly robust and metallized and things like that. But you're not going to get much below $3 or $4 with an encoder, even if it's plastic and has a reflective mylar code disk. That's about as cheap as you're going to get. So let's
Yeah.
say a 4 to 4x and up type of cost saving.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So yeah, if they're looking at, you might be a quarter or less on,
Of the
like if you just
cost.
do, yeah, the
Yeah.
cost of what they're typically looking at. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.